Morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you on another beautiful Saturday afternoon. 11 races on tap, fast main track, firm turf course as well. And Topito, of course, in play too. It's a double stakes Saturday here at Gulfstream Park. The game face on the main track for the 3-year-old fillies. The powder break on the turf. Looking forward to that. What a doozy that is to wrap up the card, right?
Yeah, tough. Very tough.
Very tough. A lot of different ways you can go in there. Rainbow Six is starting to percolate a little bit, and $100,000 in your estimated jackpot. That'll go as race number 6 today on this, again, 11-race card. Looking forward to that. The carryover at $30,000. And we're 12:55 post today. Do take note of that. Push it back 5 minutes and take a look at the early pick 5. I don't remember 2-year-olds going at it here on a Saturday, so that's pretty cool. We'll kick off the card with these 2-year-olds here, and everything is just too deep here. Race number 2 is my long shot, and that is the 7, Me Triguena. And race number 3, back-to-back singles. Race 3, the 7, and that is Pet Matt. Race number 4, the 9, and that is Relentless Raider. And in race number 5, we'll go 5 deep there. I lost my top pick, so I do scratch in to the 4, Sunshine Frolic, but I wanted more coverage than just that, and that's a $20 early pick 5 ticket. And well, we're going to talk about the first race. We're not going to have a lot to show you. There's nothing out there. It's just frustrating. We were able to find a work on Universal Legend, but other than that, we do have a scratch of the 7, just a tease. And now this is 4.5 furlongs at the short stretch finish line. These are the colts that go at it today. We saw the fillies earlier in the week. Jose D'Angelo had 2 Stonehenge homebreds in here. He opted to scratch the 7 just to tease. The 6 will run, but we're both on the horse that I would think this is your stiff favorite at 8-5 on the morning line, and with a big scratch as well. 4th and Central for Mike Yates. Good to see Mike get a win the other day as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yesterday, that is. And full Tamila's Wish, who won first time out at here, actually. So that's good. The works on paper look good enough. There's a stat we found, too, that Ron found, actually, on Mike Yates. We'll take a look at 2-year-old first-time starters, dirt sprints. Hey, this is a really prolific barn with getting these horses ready for dirt sprints, and I don't see it playing out any different than that.
Yeah, big-time gate drill on May 23rd, 35-4, says she is fast. Mike's done such good work with these Cajun breezes over time, and as Samantha said, the dam won right here, and was the full, was just the other full, too, and won on debut and was second in the Hollywood Beach. So there's a lot to like here. I think we've got the exact kind of, this is going to be it, right? The 6 Express Lane, the firster for D'Angelo. The dam was half to a horse that made almost $500,000.
Yeah, get some nice breeding here, and I think it's interesting that this horse did have a breeze at the Churchill Downs Training Center, which I'm going to speculate here that they probably shipped this horse with Monster over there to Churchill. Monster, of course, the turf horse that won here a week ago. And then they decided not to run, and now they're here. So I think that there was some intent to have this horse ready early, and you have a Misael, so.
Yep. Probably some speed there as well. The 3 is Win in Win, taking some early money. The dam was pretty good, but she wanted to run a lot longer than this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so let's watch one today. I think we've got the 2 here. Again, so early in the betting. If the 1's going to be money like that, that's worth noting too. But we'll talk about him. Samantha will get a look at him as well. Early pick 4 kicks off in race number 2. We're at a mile on the turf. Firm turf course with the rails out at 66 feet. And what's a 17.5 2L here. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We scratch out the 1, the speed of Gulfstream Mary D, as well as the 2 Ave Phoenix. But this also brings back the tropical turf pick 3. You've got that ticket, and it's going to end with the stakes in the powder break all the way in race 11.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it here. I had trouble with this, Brian. This is a $15 play. I am singling Paris Surprise, and in the finale, I could have. This is a very, very tough race, but I do have sensitivity on top, the 3 in race 11, the powder break. So $15, the play here. I'm kind of a forced single with Paris Surprise in race 7, but this is a good one to kick it off. This is a wide open one to kick it off, I felt like.
Well, the powder break's a tremendous betting race. You got a 7-2 favorite in there, at least in terms of the morning line. That should be a fun one as well. But let's now get back into it and see where you're going in this spot in race number 2. And
I went to the 9.
You've got the 9 on top, and that is Tinta Roja, who I would expect is, either the 9 or the 10 are the horses to beat for sure.
Yeah, those are the 2 Victor Barboza trainees. The 9 is a 4-year-old, which I like a lot here. I think this is the best 4-year-old in the race at least, and it was a reclaim by Victor Barboza. I think that's significant.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. Now 1 for 13 with 5 underneath finishes. So that's one of the reasons why I went with my long shot in here. So that's the 7, Michigrena, who, has been spinning her wheels on the Tapeta. The turf races, I know they were against 3-year-olds, but they were in the championship meet. They weren't that bad at all.
No, they weren't. The better than better race was a good one. I thought Bellavino race was a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're going to have to see some more.
Yeah, no doubt. But I think, now with some maturity, and those were February races, the Bellavino race, she was a big dropper that day.
Yeah.
So the price is going to be right, too.
Absolutely.
Pocket pair's fine. The Victor Barboza's got the 2 aces in this race.
Absolutely.
With pocket pair, but the rails are out as well, and neither of these horses has a lot of early speed.
Right, and that could be a problem.
Absolutely. Let's go to race number 3 now, mile and 70 on the Tapeta. It's an $8,000 3-year-olds and up. It's a clean field of 7 in this spot. Probably a pretty stiff favorite in the 7. Pet Matt, and is that where you going?
Yeah, well, the middle pick 5 kicks off here.
Oh, there we go.
The retail only pick 5. We'll look at the. We'll get into this race in just a second. Race number 4, I do have the 6 on top. That is Mohawk River. Race number 5, I'm using everybody but one horse, and I still think that horse could probably win, and that's the 8. But I don't have a very strong opinion. I do have the 4, Sunshine Frolic on top. Race number 6, I have the 1 on top. I've got the 3 on top, Andrea. And in race number 7, I'm singling this my best bet, Paris Surprise. It's a bold one, but it's got to be today, hopefully.
Yeah, I think he's the horse to beat in there. I agree.
Hope so.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's go now here in race number 3. And again, mile and 70 on the Tapeta. It's a clean field. Pet Matt is going to be a short number in here. 6-5 on the morning line. In for 8 today.
Big drop, but we talk about this a lot with the Jose D'Angelo,
Yes.
Brian. This is why he wins races. It's you drop horses like this and you get a victory, and that's okay. He is good on the Tapeta. He's 0 for 8 on the grass. I didn't ever like this horse on the grass.
Yeah, exactly. The Tapeta race was for 35, 2 starts back. You want him for 8, you come and get him. But he's a short number in here. Next we go to, for the 6, and that is Dynamic Empire. Okay, Triumphant Road, Gemstone Warrior, and Dynamic Empire, as well as Yamahana Christos. They all ran. We'll show it to you here. They were all close on the line as well. Dynamic Empire. I like this post for him today.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think what you and I both did, and I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like we kind of wanted to stay out of this race because of the way it finished. Dynamic Empire did run really well here. Broken Record did all the hard work on the front end. Of course, this horse isn't here. Gemstone Warrior is okay. It felt like Gemstone Warrior had the kind of the best trip out of it because he was on the outside of all of these horses. So, you're Mahani Christos. You don't want to be where he is there. This race is hard to really make heads or tails of. Triumphant Road was way too far out of it.
Yeah, and Triumphant Road was 1 for 17, too. Edgar Zayas is going to get back aboard. I think that's very significant as well, but at that kind of ledger, I'm not really looking to use him equally with a Pet Matt for sure. Race number 4 kicks off the ever-popular middle pick 4. It's a 12-5 maiden claimer, 6 on the main track, 3-year-olds and up. No scratches. Do take note, though, Michael Hernandez will ride the 4, and that is Karif. Let's take a look at Ronnie's ever-popular middle pick 4. We'll get back into this race. He's got an $18 play here. Race 6, he's got the single of the 7, and that is Win and You're In, and that's a good one because that is a horse that I would expect to be a comfortable third choice with 2 favorites towards the inside. So there we go there. That is the game face, the first of the 2 stakes here today at Gulfstream. Let's get back into race number 4, though. Strong favorite on the outside with the 9, Relentless Rider, but you're going to go with the 6. You're going to try to get Mohawk River home. 19th time. You know what they say.
It's the charm.
It's the charm.
It is. Well, I was supposed to have a long shot.
Oh, okay.
That was not that of the 9. I thought that they wouldn't play this horse, but My partner corrected me here, but I'll wait. I know what's funny is this was my original order, and I had switched it thinking I was making a long shot. Obviously not. But anyway, this horse, it's got to be today. That race just lays over this field if he can get to it.
Yeah.
He was a short price last time, and he couldn't see it through. He's hard to trust.
He's very hard to trust. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I expect them to just absolutely hammer the 9 Relentless Raider because he's over 3. He's not over 18.
Right.
Never tried the main track. It's Jen Young. It's Powder Pop. There's just a lot to like here. The post is perfect. He had speed routing, so he's going to be able to lay close in this spot as well.
You know who he's a half to?
Freedom Town, I don't, but probably hasn't worked out too well. Who?
Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry. Okay.
Hey Porter.
Yeah, hey Porter. Okay, I gotcha.
Yep.
Well, neither. That's not a resume.
No, it's not. But I know that's your favorite movie.
Yeah, for sure. 44. Hey, 44 ran very, very well on the Tapeta last time.
Yep.
If he can transfer that to the main track here at Gulfstream Park, he's not impossible.
No, he's not. The Tampa races are not too bad on the dirt. Against a field like this, hey, you can look at a horse like this.
Absolutely. You got a 9 to 5 morning line on a horse that's 0 for 18. That's what we're talking about here. Let's go to the Tapeta in race number 5 at a mile and a 16th here. 4-year-olds and up in this spot. The tag is $10,000. Ironsides, the 6 was my top pick. He is scratched out. The Turfway Invader will go another day. We've both got the same pick, and that is the 4 Sunshine Frolic.
Yeah, this win was a big one, right?
Sure was.
It was in late March, so during the championship meet. Has been freshened up since then. They put this horse in for the 10,000 level. I like that.
Yep.
Just keep him at a claiming level. Now he is outside of his condition, but I think a field like this, it's okay.
It is, but I will say this. This is a huge class rise for this horse because he just thumped 3 L's, and these are the cookie cutter season 10Ks we have
Very
here.
fair.
You know what I mean? You got a horse like a Nesto in here. All these kind of horses, they're tried and true at this level. Let's show you. We've got Belly of Jelly and Speedy Hans. Reverse 1-2 last time. Speedy Hans was good. Hey, Belly of Jelly didn't run poorly at all either.
No.
This is for 8. They're going to move up today a little bit.
Yeah, they will, and that's okay because I feel like, and the condition's different because that race was non-winners of a race in a year, but Speedy Hans was able to get the victory, just saw it through on the front, and he kind of, Amisael put him to sleep for that middle fractions there. Belly of Jelly found like a second wave there midway down the stretch.
Yeah, that was a good effort by both of those horses. Yeah. Both of them make sense in here. Both of them are players in here. You said I think you went 6 deep.
Yeah.
I went 5 deep in my horizontals. It's seemingly
one of those races.
One of those races.
Yeah.
I agree totally because the favorite, and make no mistake, Sunshine Frolic will be buried in this race.
Yes.
And deservedly favored, but this is a step up. Don't mistake that, to be sure. 5 down, 6 to go. It's a good time to take a break because when we come back, not only is it time for the Rainbow, but it's time for the Game Face as well. 6 races remaining, 2 of them stakes. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. Another beautiful Saturday afternoon. 11 races on tap for you. About 42 minutes for first post here. The Rainbow Six, $100,000 in your estimated jackpot. It kicks off with the game face. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Ron's ticket, and then we'll get back into this race now. The 4320. I love his single because, hey, I could be very wrong, but I think this is a comfortable third choice in this race.
Yeah.
So he's ripping the Band-Aid off with some value.
I like it a lot. That's a bold one, but the Carlos David barn has been doing very good. Race 7 and 8. Got a little bit of skinnier. Race 8, he has the 4 and the 7. Oh, Lynn's Milky Way and Julie's Legacy. That horse looks pretty tough. Julie's Legacy, that is. Race 9, just 3 deep for him. Race number 10, that's the one with not a lot of strong opinions, and I don't blame him there. This is a race that I feel like if you had the budget to buy, you could maybe take out like 1 or 2 horses. And then in the finale, the powder break, he has Lady Cha-Cha, Starship Agenda, and Majestic Venezuela.
All right, there we go, 4320, and yeah, it ends with a good one for sure at the powder break, and it starts with a good one. $75,000 on the line with the game face 3-year-old fillies on a fast main track going 6.5. There's no scratches, there's no changes, and we're going to start with you, the 3, Andrea.
Well, she came back in a big way at Tampa last time, which is good to see because that was a real clunker in the cash run. But, hey, 5G was really good. She was on the war path to being a nice horse in the Oaks, but was scratched, unfortunately. We'll just scratch way before that. But it's good to see a horse come back like that, especially when you're taking that step forward from your 2-year-old career when she won in blazing fast fashion in her first 2 starts. So I think that it's good that she came back. Now, does it come back to her is the question.
Yeah, I sent these wrong. I'm on the 1 on Unchained Elaine. I know she's run well without LASIK, but I'm always just leery.
That's fair.
Of that. My goodness, there's nothing at Tampa either. And Unchained Elaine is a legitimate. We're going to show you her any limit, and this is in the championship meet. Yep. She's running. I know she got set up here, okay, but she was really, really good. She's running down Rojo Rita. It was a dream scenario here where Hold Your Breath is just pestering the heck out of Rojo Rita, who ran very, very well. But Unchained Elaine, when Junior tipped her out here, it was just down the road.
Yeah, it was. And she actually was sent to Churchill to run in a stakes. I think it was on Derby Oaks undercard or maybe Derby Day, but and was scratched, but now is here. We'll get a good look at her in the paddock today. Yep. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous filly. Sometimes you wonder when you ship somewhere and then you come back and you don't get to run how that handles them. But she's had some good spacing between her races now and a couple of good works here just locally, so that's good.
Yeah, the works at Palmettos, since she came back from Churchill, they look very, very sharp in here. Well, let's talk about Ron's pick. I mean, she's certainly a huge threat in here.
Yeah.
Win in, you're in. The 7 draws perfectly to the outside for Carlos David. Me personally, I feel like she's a little dressed up, beaten up on Florida Breds.
That's the thing.
Right?
You look at all of her races, and they were against Florida Breds, in which she ran so well. But she's a really nice filly for the Florida Bred type of angle, and she's won 4 out of 9 starts. That's really good. Yep. But she's either winning by multiple lengths or you can't find her with the magnifying glass.
Nope. And here's the other thing out there. She did win the Sharp Susan, okay, but her other 2 open company stakes wins, albeit at Aqueduct in Tampa, not anywhere close.
No.
And it ain't Florida Breds today. I was wondering if you're going to come back to Love You Morgan. She was your best bet the other day when they scratched out.
But that was going like 7, and I think 6.5 is just a bit too sharp here.
Yeah, and she's facing a good group of winners today, too,
big time.
as well. Late pick 5 in race number 7. This is the second of 3 turf races in the TT pick 3. It's a maiden special weight here, 3-year-olds and up. Clean field of 9, difficult field of 9. Did you say, though, you're just going to hope today's the day?
Yep, okay. I am. I'm singling right off the bat here. We'll take a look at my late pick 5 ticket. It's $60 here, and my opinions get lesser and less as we get down the card. But race number 8, by the way, the 4 is my best bet in race number 7. Race 8, I do have the 7 on top, Julie's Legacy. Race number 9, the 8 on top for me. That's Edith. race 10, I have the 7 on top, Timely Reward, but with not a lot of conviction. I think there's some other horses that could be sneaky in there. And in the finale, the Powder Break, as we will say ad nauseum, is a really good betting race. I have sensitivity on top. $60 is the play for me here.
All right, let's kick it off now with Samantha's single. It's the 4 Paris Surprise. Rails out at 66 feet. That's going to help your horse with a cozy draw. Let's show you the race, too, because I thought this horse did run very, very well. The traffic was minimal, but it certainly didn't help.
No, it didn't, especially when you're I don't want to. You're a maiden special weight horse, but now the competition kind of changes.
Yeah,
here.
Just quickly too, not to cut you off. Inherent Promise runs 4th in this race, by the way.
Yes, and I mean, Inherent Promise is a horse that I added in, and I think 4th pick here. Inherent Promise runs well, but gets good figures because it's always wide. But Paris Surprise ran well here and weaved through some horses, just couldn't get to Candy Town, who was a huge favorite for Calumet Farms. And was that Pletcher, maybe?
Candy Town, I believe.
I think so. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, regardless, this is a 4-year-old taking on some 3-year-olds. I feel like the 3-year-olds are looking up at this horse.
I can't really disagree with anything you said. If I can nitpick a little bit, you're 0 for 8 now. That's about it. And you're short number. Conversely, Social Majesty, maybe a little bit of a stretch here. I thought he ran very, very well.
Yes.
Golden Channel was a heavy favorite for George Weaver, getting back to the turf. And Social Majesty really answered the bell last time.
Yeah, big time. And what I liked about this race is I put that ran a lot better than it looks on paper because this horse made a really wide middle move, but did it well. I mean, there was nothing Edgar. That wasn't a knock on Edgar's eyes at all, but it was just where he was set up there in that race. And but maybe if I'm going to nitpick, this is a horse that's kind of just like a grinding type.
Well, here's the only thing I'm going to say to that, because they went wild early. That's to me why he was back there.
Fair enough.
They're going 46 and 3.
That's fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
If they run a normal race and they're going 47 and 448, he's not going to be that far off. And that's what I'm hoping, at least today. Okay, you've got him in the mix as well. Chase Sloan's a nice price. And then, obviously, we talked Inherent Promise, too.
Yeah.
All right, late pick 4 in race number 8. And we'll take a look at my ticket now as we kick this off on the main track. $12 for me because Julie's Legacy, I think you better look out today. 3 deep in race 9 with the 6 on top, Pop Rocks. In race number 10, I've got the 3 on top, Sweet Laura. Always did have her on top. And I'm going 4 deep in race 11. That's the Powder Break. No strong opinion. Dancing in Dixie, come heck or high water. I got to get a win for Mark Cassie. And I like the post down there, and I like the fact that some of these other, we'll call them favorites or contenders, are not drawn well at all. And there's a $12 late pick 4 ticket. Again, we kick it off in race 8, 6 furlongs on a fast main track. Optional claimer here for the fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We've got a scratch of the 2, and that's Gervin's Princess. And this is... I thought it was my best bet of the day. Julie's Legacy, regardless. Victor Barboza off the claim now, and nope, we're not. She's not in the tag for 20. That's for sure.
No, and we'll watch that race because it was a really, really gutsy effort that was going 6 furlongs. Previous connections were back at the 6 today. This filly did this the hard way, I thought, and did it very well. Just so professional. Kathleen O'Connell, I have to tip my hat to her because she had this horse just looked picture perfect, has gotten a lot out of this horse too, and it doesn't matter Florida breds or not. Julie's Legacy is just, she runs.
Yeah, and she's in a good spot today. The post is perfect. There's no one in here that really, at least on paper, is going to bother her none. And we're off the claim now for Barboza, and that is a 29% move.
Now, she didn't switch leads here, I will say that. But, Luca Benici that day didn't even mess with her. Sometimes if a horse is just in that rhythm and she's winning the race, why try to shift out to try to get him to switch leads? So
the 4 is Lynn's Milky Way. She went up to Keeneland, and she ran very, very well. She's a very talented, cool young daughter of Volatile.
Well, the lone 3-year-old in the race, she ran her eyeballs out at Keeneland, really did. And she was actually able to sit off the pace that day.
Which I think is a feather in her cap.
I think so, too. Does that race come back to her here? I know you and I talked about this. Why wasn't she in the game face instead?
Yeah.
We're going 6 here versus, 6.5 in the game face, so maybe they just didn't want that extra half. But To me, so wanted to toss her, but I didn't want to be stubborn because she's fast. She's fast on the photographs. I don't know, but what version are we going to get of her?
I don't know because the game face is only 3-year-old filly. This is a heck of a spot to run against some older gals today.
Thank you.
Too.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Sweet Hazley is interesting to me. She's the other Barboza. She's going to get Lasix. The return at Tampa was off a 14-month layoff.
Yeah.
It was not that good.
No, but it was Victor Barboza off layoffs like that are typically, you don't really see him strike caught with that.
No, and I think she clearly needed the race. Here's the other worry, too. She did break dead last from the rail that day.
Yeah,
how is Victor Barboza 6% first Lasix? That is mind-boggling.
That is interesting.
That is impossible, is what that is. Let's show you rumors have it real quickly. The greatest bred horse of all time was really, really good. First time for Kent Sweezy. This is Tap It out of the Medaglia d'Oro mare Songbird, the Hall of Famer. And they didn't give it to her. Fantastic Flame at 2-5 on the outside, and she dusts her.
Yeah, she did, and I like how she came back. Now, I feel like 6.5 is 6.5/7 is going to be her niche here. But you have to run these horses when the races come up. This is a horse that's well spotted for this race here. Does she have that confidence now to keep on going is the question.
Well, the Hall of Famer Todd Pletcher didn't get anything out of her.
Nope.
And Kent Sweezy really turned her around. So kudos to Kent in the team. We'll see what we get today as she faces winners for the first time. But you're seeing it right here.
Yeah.
This was Fantastic Flame came back to win.
She did
too. This was a big time effort.
Huge.
I got to give her that. A horse that I just had no use for whatsoever. Let's go back now to race number 9 to kick off the late pick 3 here, and we're at 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. It's an optional claimer, starter optional claimer for the 3-year-old fillies. We do have a scratch of the 5. Get the win along with the 7. Prayed for Girl. Samantha is on the 8, and that is Edith, who's clearly going to take a lot of beating in here.
Absolutely, and to be honest, she's one that she's not a clear winner. I mean, not by any means. I wouldn't single her here. She ran really well last time, and that was facing winners, which is a good sign. When you're winning by 7, I think you have to give a second look and against similar horses.
Yeah, she's clearly the horse to beat. Pop Rocks is going to try Tapeta for the first time. Pop Rocks has been really good now.
Yes.
For 3
first
starts
time
in
here.
a row. Yeah, first time. It's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
And she's a way better horse than the one that tried it up at Woodbine, to be sure.
Absolutely.
She was Mike DiPaolo's 1,000th career win, and she's good right now.
She is.
The scratch of the 5 get the win hurts her a little bit because she had a lot of speed.
She did, and luckily Be Thankful is got some speed on the engine.
Sure.
Yeah, and she ran huge.
She really did.
Really, really big last time. And honestly, Be Thankful, I think, is going to like the 5.5 even better.
Yeah, Bo Chapman's first career win. There'll be many more. So I got to talk to him after that race. Nice young kid, former assistant to Safi and a few others. Got a good head on his shoulders, so that was cool to see. It's a good one here in race number 9. Race number 10 is even better. It's difficult. 7 furlongs and an starter optional claimer here. Fillies and Mares, 4-year-olds and up in this spot. And that on a fast main track. Let's scratch out the 6, Paleo's Princess. So Gallegos and Amity are going to leave in the 3, Sweet Laura. I had her on top anyway the whole way, but you have the 7, and that is Timely Reward, who they're gonna hammer her. I'm kind of really against her, at least on top.
That's fair. Look, she hasn't had a victory since December of last year, and that was at the mile. Also, P.S. by claiming 10 levels. So she's jumping up here, but she proved she could handle it last time against Open Company. Broderie is just all of a sudden really good now. We're going to face Open Company again. I like this post position.
Well, the post is perfect for her. There's no doubt about it. The competition is perfect for her, too, to be perfectly honest and blunt with you. Let's talk about Sweet Laura, though, and show you her dominant win last time at Tampa. I love the job that Jose Gallegos does. This is, not Amity here, but this is a really, really powerful win.
You have to dig a little bit, but this horse is a win machine. She
11 for 35.
Yes, that's so impressive. Just 11 for 28 on the fast main track, too, by the way. She's 1 for 1 here at Gulfstream. She has just kind of been everywhere. What interesting, connections that she had before she was claimed. John Arnett, he goes to Prairie Meadows quite a bit. She ran huge here.
Yeah.
What do you do with? But I'm sorry if you're winning at Prairie Meadows and you're winning at Tampa like this. I still don't feel like that form's holding up. I'm going to have to see a horse win from Tampa, and we haven't yet.
She's got to win here. Her only start
I
here.
know,
It was a race time with a sundial, but
yeah.
she did win here, and I like that.
When was that?
I would like that effort. It was many moons ago.
Okay,
That is
thought
for
so.
sure. Quick stat on the 2, Katubia, who I feel like is trying to be de regresso. She's been scratched so many times. But we're going to see her today. 20% win last out on dirt with this kind of layoff for Victor Barboza Jr. Hey, she's got some zip from the inside. She's undefeated. We'll see. She is stepping into the deep end of the pool today.
Sweet Laura, sorry, really quickly. Her first ever win, her first career start was the win here.
That's awesome. When was that?
It was
2021.
2021. There you go.
Cool horse, 11
That's
career
awesome,
wins,
yeah.
and she's coming back full circle today. Hey, we saved the best for last because the Powder Break's a doozy here on the turf at a mile. The rails are at 66 feet. The turf is firm. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up in this spot. Scratch the long shot, the 8 tape runner. I feel like we could go all over the place. That's kind of cool that we did because it's that kind of race. I came real close to making Sensitivity the morning line favorite because her race last time in the Monroe was just better than what these gals have done of late. If you're running third to Ozara and Breathaway, who would be 1-9 in here, you're doing good work. Antonio's gotten her turned around, huh?
Yeah, big time. And what was cool about this Monroe race, and thank you guys, is Sensitivity was coming back on very, very short rest from April 12th to April 26th. Now there's more spacing between these races. I say this all the time. On the grass course, you have to have more space between your races, I feel like. Now, there are exceptions to that, but I feel like the main rule is just having more time, and she really ran well here. The rails were at 59 feet this day. Of course, De Regresso is going to play here in this race as well. Dancing in Dixie, one of the grays on the outside. I mean, this Monroe race, I think, is the one you probably should key off of because the class is just better.
Well, that's exactly right. And I'm on Dancing in Dixie in here, who really didn't do any running last time.
Right, but it was off a layoff.
It was off a significant layoff, and she ran like quite frankly, she ran like a short horse.
Absolutely.
She's supposed to be tighter in here. We're long overdue now to get the Cassie barn rolling. 19 underneath finishes.
Yeah.
I said this the other day. The horses are running. They're not winning. Dancing in Dixie's got a lot of class to her.
She does.
Right?
She's a nice Florida bred. She really is. And her biggest problem, I think, for me is just how far back she sits. Now, was it just the competition she's been in? I mean, but she's drawn well for that situation today.
Yeah. You know what? I Starship Agenda 2 starts back was my long shot. Don't lose sight of the fact she ran very well last time.
Very well in the Monroe. Yeah, and that was a big step up for her. She likes this grass course here enough, I think, and hey, she could have just paid the price for that big win because obviously she's one that needs a lot more space between her races.
Your morning line favorite is Majestic Venezuela. I mean, there could be 5 horses vying
I don't have
for
her
favoritism.
anywhere.
Well, I think her best, I mean, come on, she has 0 chance in the Sand Springs. The Sand Springs was a way better race than the Monroe.
I agree completely, but she beat 2 horses.
Yeah, it's Barboza. I feel like her best race is as good as anybody in here.
And Misael rides her well,
Yeah,
too.
they're going to bet these connections as well. So she's a big player. I can understand where you're fading her a little bit. I'm going to take 1 out of the Monroe and kind of be done with it. And
that's fair.
That's, you know what I mean? Because they did all kind of sort of hit the line together behind the 2 big favorites that day. Let's take a quick look at the lightning round. If you're not in the loop, it's Belmont Saturday, next Saturday at Saratoga, as they have a little I don't know what they're doing up there in New York, to be perfectly honest with you, but I think they run 5 days next week, and then maybe they take another time. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's not for us to share.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
I do know the Belmont Stakes is next Saturday.
There
That's
you go.
great. We'll talk about that. But I also know the Met Mile is next Saturday.
Yeah.
And you said this is the drill the other day. You said White Abario is ready to roll.
Well,
right?
that was the one that was 2 weeks ago. But this one still was holy moly. I mean, what It's such a pleasure that we've got to see him all winter long. The Met Mile looks like it's going to be a very tough race, but Wyatt Barrio looks like he's just they worked backwards from this race, these connections, and he did everything so easy here, so easy.
Yeah, the Met Mile shaping up as the older handicap race of the year, at least right now. Should be an absolute doozy up there. Don't forget Father's Day is next Sunday here at Gulfstream Park, and get these tickets quick. They'll sell out at 10 Palms.
Absolutely.
That's always a fun day. Mother's Day was a big one as well. The Coast to Coast is back today between us.
One single ticket winner yesterday.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I know.
Okay. So there you go. Overlay City, as Pete likes to say. I love this window today of 1 hour and 57 minutes. The TT Pick 3 is as well
race
today.
2.
That is race 2. Early on this card today. So take note of that. Very early. 2, 7, and 11 today. And who is your best bet?
Oh, it's Paris Surprise.
Yep. Okay. On the turf, I am with Julie's Legacy. A little bit later on, and that is race 8. And do you have no long shot?
No long shot for me.
Long
nope.
shot out.
Yep.
Well, I got one, and it's got a capital L to her name as well. It's Mitra Guina.
All right.
In that TT Pick 3, race number 2. Peace upstairs with your scratches, changes. Ronnie coming out for the opener. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes for race number 1.